prominently, here we go, prominently on its homepage, Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, you think she didn't say that?
Oh, what?
Oh, she did.
You think she didn't say, oh, as they were kicking her off, she said, oh, y'all just don't know who I am.
Looks like Nike can't keep shielding Sha'Carri Richardson forever. She slipped past plenty of scandals before, but this time feels way bigger because it ain't just whispers online or rumors about smoking trees. It's straight up leaked footage in 4K showing her wilding out, backed up with police reports. Fans are asking the real question now: if Nike drops other athletes for way less, why is Sha'Carri still their golden poster girl? It all kicked off with that chaotic airport arrest. Cameras caught Sha'Carri shoving her boyfriend Christian Coleman right before they boarded a flight at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. At first, it just looked like a messy lover's spat blown out of proportion. But once the police got involved and that body cam footage leaked, the narrative flipped quick. The footage painted a whole different picture. Sha'Carri wasn't calm, and she definitely wasn't innocent like she tried to claim. If anything, she came off as the one starting the drama.
I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay. I did not him though. We have video cameras.
Christian never even raised a hand back, yet when the cuffs came out, Sha'Carri tried to spin it like she was the victim. I'm under arrest right now? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? She snapped in disbelief. The cops told her straight up she was under arrest for assault. But instead of owning it, she turned on Christian, accusing him of being the problem, calling him a coward, and begging him to defend her. When that didn't work, she switched up, denying she even touched him, even though the video showed everything clear as day. The deeper she sank, the more desperate she got. She went off on the officers, even trying to flip the gender card, asking why she was the one being cuffed when Christian was the man. Then came the shouting about drinking, claiming she didn't even want anything to do with him anymore, but by that point, the damage was already done. For a lot of fans, that was it. The last straw.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is the position that Christian Coleman put me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward.
That's when people turned their attention to her sponsors, especially Nike. Because choices have consequences, and this time people are convinced the heat is too heavy for Nike to dodge. The calls for them to cut ties are only getting louder by the day. Harder, harder. Christian, are you serious right now? That line from the arrest footage set the internet on fire, but the drama didn't end there.
Harder. Christian, are you serious right now?
So maybe Washington State, he doesn't get a...
See, the arrest wasn't just about one messy fight at the airport. People believe Sha'Carri might have orchestrated her own downfall piece by piece. And trust me, when we get to what her teammates and coaches have been saying, it gets even messier. But first, let's talk about the part that really shook fans, Christian's reaction afterwards. Instead of pressing charges, he actually defended her. Days later, in an interview, he said she didn't deserve punishment and that all she needed was grace and understanding. Supportive boyfriend move, maybe in his head, but the fans saw something else completely. People zoomed in on his body language, and it was hard to ignore. He couldn't sit still, his eyes were darting all over the place, and he barely made eye contact with the camera. To many, it didn't look like love at all. It looked like fear. Almost as if Sha'Carri had something hanging over his head, forcing him to stand by her side no matter what. That's when the sympathy shifted away from her and straight toward him. The internet went crazy with theories, and comedian Corey Holcomb didn't hold back either. On his podcast, he accused Sha'Carri of weaponizing the victim role, saying she knew exactly how to twist the system against Christian. And the thing is, the leaked footage backed up what he was saying. Fans started pointing out that Corey wasn't just spitting opinions, he was echoing what they'd already suspected for a long time. Christian's strange defense didn't look like a boyfriend standing by his girl, and it looked like a man trapped in a cycle, maybe even dealing with this kind of behavior long before the cameras ever caught it. That's when the conversation shifted. The airport fight wasn't just a one-time blow-up anymore, it started to feel like part of a bigger, ongoing story. One fan summed it up perfectly online. Not only did he defend her and refuse to press charges, but honestly, there's no way I'd stay with a woman who put hands on me in public like that. She'd be dead to me. I'd be crazy to stay with someone like that. What if we fight again, she flips it on me, and I get accused of DV? I could lose everything, even end up in jail.
Like, I don't feel as if, like, she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have, like, things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like, everybody. And I'm the type of guy, like, I'm in the business of just, like, extending grace and mercy and love. Analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so
That's how one fan put it. And honestly, that's where things got even messier. Because Christian isn't the first partner to hint that Sha'Carri loves flipping the script. Her ex, Jamaican hurdler Janique Brown, opened up in an emotional interview that fans are digging back up right now. Janique admitted their relationship was messy on both sides, mentally, verbally, and physically, but she made it clear the weight she carried from it was heavy. She claimed she was threatened, silenced, and even blamed when Sha'Carri allegedly turned the internet against her. And here's the kicker, this wasn't out of nowhere. Years ago, Sha'Carri blasted a long Instagram story where she painted Janique as the villain, making herself the victim and collecting sympathy points. Meanwhile, Janique got dragged online, even canceled in some circles. Later, Janique clapped back, saying Sha'Carri's story was nothing but a calculated move to protect her image while destroying hers. Sound familiar? That's why people now believe what Christian is going through is just part of the same old pattern. The way Sha'Carri looked that cop dead in the eye and asked, "Why am I the one being arrested?" While the footage clearly showed Christian not even laying a finger on her, it made people wonder if she pulled the same trick on Janique and got away with it back then. And then came her so-called apology video, which only made things worse. It wasn't just the hollow words that probably looked like they were written by her PR team, it was the body language. She sat there grinning like it was a comedy skit. Who smiles through an apology video? Then she tried to twist it all around, claiming folks misunderstood her. In classic narcissistic fashion, she even ended it saying, "I love him, and to him, I can't apologize enough." That line sent people into rage mode. The reigning 100-meter world champ even wrote in all caps on Instagram, "Your apology should be just as loud as your actions." And once those clips hit the internet, the dragging came fast and brutal.
Video.
Right.
And when the dude said something to her, she was trying to turn the passengers against her, but the passengers was like, "Turn your phone off, bitch."
Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everybody had something to say, and trust me, the verdict wasn't pretty. One viral tweet hit hard. "Dang, imagine what she does in private." Another fan dragged her so-called apology, calling it fake and pointing out how she sat there grinning like she was cracking jokes instead of addressing something serious. Folks said it looked less like remorse and more like damage control. And the comment that kept bouncing around the most? Pattern. But if Sha'Carri's apology wasn't bad enough, Nike came in and made things 10 times hotter. Instead of pulling back or pausing campaigns, Nike doubled down. Literally days after the arrest, Sha'Carri was still front and center on their homepage promoting her latest shoe. No statement, no acknowledgement of the scandal, just a silent but loud message of support. Fans weren't just upset, they were furious. The comparisons started flying. People pointed out how Caitlin Clark, one of the biggest rising stars in women's sports, hasn't even gotten a signature shoe or major push from Nike since signing with them. Meanwhile, Sha'Carri, who was just caught on video putting hands on her boyfriend, is being pushed as the face of the brand. One angry post summed it up perfectly. Corporate sponsors like Nike scream about having zero tolerance for domestic violence, but when it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson, they go silent. If all of this isn't wrong, then what exactly is the line? That hypocrisy is what's making fans snap. Others looked at it from a different angle, saying Nike knows exactly what they're doing. Sha'Carri's brand has always been wrapped in controversy, from the weed suspension to her fiery clapbacks, and every time her name trends, it brings more eyes to the sport. So instead of worrying about morals, Nike might just be cashing in on the chaos. As one fan put it, Sha'Carri Richardson isn't just running races, she's selling drama, and Nike's milking it. And just when fans thought the scandal couldn't get any uglier, whispers from inside the track world started leaking out. Her own teammates and coaches, the people closest to her career, are now being dragged into the mess, and they're not exactly defending her. According to folks who've been around the training camps, Sha'Carri's fiery attitude that fans once called confidence has turned into a nightmare behind the scenes. Teammates say she's constantly late, dismissive, and quick to snap on people who try to check her. One insider even claimed she cursed out a coach in front of the whole team after being told to focus more on her form than her image. That clip hasn't surfaced yet, but the fact that people are even talking about it shows how much smoke is in the air. And the pattern? Yep, it came up again. People online are now piecing together that the same way she flipped the narrative with Christian and Janique is the same way she allegedly handles her professional circle. If things go wrong, it's never her fault, i.e. it's a hater, a jealous teammate, or someone trying to hold her back.
And I hate that narrative too because, us coming together, like we're just two like real dominant personalities. And she's, to me, the best female athlete in the world. Like I see it every day. And for me in my process, like I just said, like moving training groups, a whole new environment.
Medals. Nobody said her name directly, but fans instantly connected the dots. And while Nike might still be backing her, insiders claim some of her teammates aren't so forgiving. Word is, a few of them are pressing officials to separate training schedules because they don't want the distraction. Imagine that, being so chaotic your own team doesn't even want to be in the same lane as you. Now the big question flying around is, if the people closest to her career are quietly distancing themselves, how long before the sponsors, the federation, and even the sport itself decide she's more trouble than she's worth? Because right now, the track doesn't look like her only battlefield. It looks like she's fighting everyone around her too. If fans were divided, the media and sponsors are at war behind the scenes. Some outlets are ripping Sha'Carri to shreds daily, running headlines about her meltdown in 4K, while others are cautiously defending her, saying she's just misunderstood.
Other people, there's people who've seen that, people who know that, you know, and will still honestly come and go, toxic, push and pull, and still get over the obstacles until I said, I have learned my lesson. I don't want to go over no more of these obstacles, right?
But one thing's clear, her name is money, and every article with her face on it gets clicks no matter which side you're on. Sponsors, though, that's where it really gets messy. Insiders say Nike isn't the only brand caught in the fire. A few of her smaller endorsement deals are already on pause. Meetings canceled, campaigns shelved, phone calls suddenly delayed until further notice. But Nike doubling down put pressure on the rest. If the biggest sports brand in the world is still standing by her, what excuse do the smaller ones have? On the flip side, other companies are terrified of the backlash. One PR insider leaked that reps are literally drafting exit strategies just in case things get uglier. No brand wants to be tied to the next domestic violence scandal, they explained. And fans are pointing out the double standards too, how certain athletes, especially men, were dropped instantly for less, while Sha'Carri is still being promoted front and center. Meanwhile, sports media outlets are practically egging it on. Some podcasts are replaying the body cam footage frame by frame, breaking down every word she screamed. Others are digging into her past, connecting dots between the Janique drama, the Christian fiasco, and now the sponsor silence. The narrative being pushed is that this isn't a one-time mistake. It's a dangerous pattern. And the real kicker? Even while all this is happening, Nike reportedly has another rollout planned with her face on it. That revelation alone had people flooding timelines with comments like, "This isn't loyalty, it's profit. Nike's betting on chaos to sell sneakers." Now everyone's asking the same thing. Will Nike drag every other sponsor down with them by sticking to Sha'Carri, or will the pressure finally force them to cut ties before she burns the whole house down? Because right now her brand is both priceless and poisonous at the same time. Nike stood by her through it all. When she got penalized for weed, they ran a whole comeback campaign, plastered her in commercials, and treated her like the face of the brand. But when their latest explanation dropped, it didn't calm fans one bit. If anything, it made people even angrier because it sounded like Nike wasn't clueless at all. They knew exactly what was going on, and they still kept her because the chaos was profitable. And that's where the biggest debate exploded, the double standard. Comedian Corey Holcomb spelled it out clear as day.
Basically, she was saying that people need to leave you alone, and that, you know, you guys were both toxic together and take things off of the media and let's not bring it on social media. That's what I got from the conversation, allegedly.
If Sha'Carri were a man caught on camera shoving his girlfriend, those sponsorships would vanish overnight. No debate. Fans didn't argue. They pointed to athletes who lost everything over a single allegation, while Sha'Carri, with literal video proof against her, is still being celebrated like nothing happened. People even dragged Nike's history back into the spotlight, reminding everyone of their selective outrage with past athletes. For many, this wasn't shocking at all, just another reminder that when it comes down to it, money always outweighs morals. That's why the pressure on Nike isn't slowing down. Fans aren't just furious at Sha'Carri, they're furious at the entire system protecting her. When you zoom out, this scandal isn't just about one airport fight, it's about years of baggage she's managed to outrun, from teammates complaining about disrespect, to coaches whispering about her attitude, to exes accusing her of flipping narratives. All of it brushed off because her talent and her marketability kept her untouchable. And then there's Christian. Fans can't ignore how shaken he looks in interviews, how his silence feels less like support and more like a quiet cry that he's been enduring something way bigger for a long time. At the end of the day, it all circles back to Nike, a company that claims to stand for values, but fans say is standing for profit first. Their choice to keep Sha'Carri front and center tells the world exactly where their loyalty lies. Right now, Sha'Carri's silent, Nike's silent, Christian's silent. The only voices left are the fans, and they're screaming louder than ever. So before you dip, make sure you smash that like button if you're riding with us, tap subscribe if you're a real one, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single messy update. Trust me, you're gonna want to be here for the next video.